Hello students, hope you all are well. Today our class topic is 17th century poem Valediction Forbidding Mourning, written by Donne. So students, as we know that Donne, he is a metaphysical poet, and about the terms of metaphysical I already taught you. So first, uh, I will let you know about the poet. John Donne, he born in 1572 in London and died in 1631. And about his poem's themes, I will let you know that most probably his poem's themes, important themes in Donne's poetry is the idea of true religion, something that he spent much time considering and about which he often theorized. Then, second is he wrote secular poems as well as erotic and love poems. As we all know, he is particularly famous for his mastery of metaphysical conceit. And students, regarding his companion who belongs to 17th century, we have George Herbert. I already taught you two poems of George Herbert, Richard Crashaw, Andrew Marvell, and Henry Vaughan, and etc. Now, I will let you know about the style of his poems. His works are noted for their strong, sensual style and include sonnets, love poems, religious poems, Latin translations, epigram, elegies, songs, satires, and sermons. Now, Donne's style is characterized by abrupt openings and various paradoxes, ironies, and dislocations. He wrote this poem, A Valediction Forbidding Mourning, in 1611 when he was going to France from England on a diplomatic mission. He wrote this poem for his wife Anna Moore, and it is a poem which based on a farewell speech, and the poet is trying to say in this poem, although he is going far from his wife, but he loves her very much. He gives a lot of reasons for this. So, first, I will discuss with you about the title of the poem. The title of the poem, A Valediction Forbidding Mourning. Valediction is the meaning of the valediction is the farewell speech. Forbidding means not allowed, and mourning means cry. It means it is not allowed to cry when we will separate. So as I told you that when John Donne he was going to France from England, so that time he wants to suggest his wife that when we will separate, don't cry. And to prove this reason, he to prove this talk, he gives so many reasons, and I will let you know when we will read this poem line by line. So the theme of the poem is the separation. separation of John Donne from his wife Anna Moore. Now I will let you know something about the summary of the poem. Then we will analyze the poem line by line. The speaker explained that he is forced to spend time apart from his lover. But before he leaves, he tells her that their farewell should not be the occasion for mourning and sorrow. In the same way that virtuous men die mildly and without complaint. The poet says, so they should leave without tear floods and sigh tempest. For to publicly announce their feelings in such a way would profane their love. The speaker says that when the earth moves, it brings harms and fears. Earth moves means the earthquake. But when the spares experiences trepidations, though the impact is greater, it is also innocent, the love of dull sublunary lovers. It means he says that the common people, those who love to each other, so he used such word dull sublunary lovers cannot survive separation, but it removes that which constitutes the love itself. But the love he shares with his beloved is so refined and inter-assured of the mind that they need not worry about missing eyes, lips, and hands. Though he must go, their souls are still one, and therefore they are not enduring a breach. They are experiencing an expansion. In the same way, the gourd can be stretched by beating it to the airy thinness. Then, in the last stanzas, the poet compares his love with the compass. Yes. A valediction forbidding mourning. Now, students, we will analyze this poem line by line. As a virtuous man pass mildly away and whisper to their soul to go, while some of their sad friends do say the breath goes now and some say no. Here our first stanza start with the word as here show the simile. Here the writer John Donne making a comparison of his love with a dying person, a person who is waiting for his death, or approximately we can say that he is died. So he is making a comparison of that person. He says that as virtuous men pass mildly away. Virtuous means noble, a good person. Mildly means peacefully, and whisper to their souls to go, while some of their sad friends do say the breath goes now and some says no. Means the writer says when the good man, the virtuous person died, they died peacefully because they know that death is the truth of life. So they died peacefully, they don't cry and whisper to their souls to go. Means when their soul it comes out from their body, it comes quietly without making any noise. And the person, the friends who are standing near his bed, some of friends they have a doubt. Which kind of doubt? Some says the breath goes now. Means still the breath he is taking the breath. So breath is the symbol that he is alive. And some says no. And others, friends and relative or family members, they said no, he is completely died. So here John Donne is saying that my dear, when the virtuous men died, they died peacefully without making any noise because they know that death is the truth of life and we can't avoid it. So he says that the person who are standing near the deathbed of that person, they are talking to each other. Some has doubt that he died and some says no, he is still alive. So he says that like the noble man like the nobleman condition, our love is the same. Our love is also pure, and when we separate, don't make noise, don't cry. Like a virtuous man, when I will go, I will separate from you, don't make, don't cry. The second stanza, here in first stanza, we can say that the breathe, in the last line, a word breathe. Breathe, we can say the synonyms of the soul. Second stanza. Second stanza is also start with the word so, and here is also another figure of speech, simile. So let us melt and make no noise. No tear floods, no sigh tempest move. It were profanation of our joys to tell the laity our love. Again, the stanza is start from the word so. So is representing here simile. So let us melt. Melt, the solid thing when it turns into a liquid form, so it is melt. And make a noise. No tears floods, no sigh tempest move. Flood is the overcome of a large amount of water. Tempest is the a windy storm. And there is the word profanation. Profanation is, holy. Holy is the pure thing, and we can say that profanation is unholy, to destroy the holiness of something. Melt here means to depart quietly, to separate quietly. The writer is saying, so dear, now let us separate quietly without making any noise, without cry. No tears floods, nor sigh tempest move. He is saying, dear, I am going to separate, so don't cry because your tears they they have the power to bring flood. Because here the writer is making the comparison of his wife's tears with the flood. In the flood we have large amount of water. He's saying no sigh. Sigh means take the breath deeply. He's saying, dear, don't cry because your tears can be the reason of flood. No sigh. Don't take the deep breath because it can be the reason of tempest. Means the wind, the air, it will blow quickly. It will be blow fastly. Here in this line, there is the simile, sorry, there is the hyperbole figure of speech because it is not like that a tear can bring floods and the deep breath of someone can be the reason of the tempest. So here in this line, John Donne used hyperbole figure of speech. Third line, it were profanation of our joys to tell the laity our love. Laity means common man. He says that, dear, if you will be cry like that on our separation, then it will be the profanation. Means it will be something holy. It will make our pure love unholy. Our love is holy. Our love is pure. But when you cry, your cry will make our love, our separation unholy. And the common people, they will let know about our love. So he says that I don't want to tell about our love to the common people. Our love is very pious. Our love is high love. So he says, don't cry, don't weep, because it will make our love low. It will make our love power low. So in the second stanza, the writer is saying that, dear, when we will separate, don't cry, don't take the deep breath, because such kind of action will decrease the power of our love. Clear? Third stanza. In third stanza, the writer is talking about the earth and the planets. He says that moving of the earth brings harms and fears. Man reckon what it did and meant, but trepidations of the spheres, though greater far, is innocent. Moving of the earth means earthquake. Moving of the earth means earthquake. He says that when the earth shake, when the earth move, it means when the earthquake comes, it brings so many harms and fears, and the people start to feel fear. So many buildings destroy, so many things destroy when the earthquake comes. He says, man reckon means man start to reckon means calculate. They start to calculate what it did. Means it here means earthquake. They start to calculate that what was the effect of earthquake, and means which thing we lost due to this earthquake. So he says that when the earthquake comes, it brings fear and harms with it, and people they start to calculate what they have lost during this disaster. Then he said that, but trepidation of the spheres. Again, the trepidation means the movement, the trembling, the shaking of the spheres. Spheres here means planets. As we know, the planets they moves around the earth. Though greater far is innocent. He says that earth, the planets, their moving power is stronger than the earthquake, but rarely they harms us. We can say that never they harms us. So he says that the things which are very strong, always they are very quiet, and the things which are mean, which are nothing, like earthquake is very quick. We can say that it is the matter of just some few minutes, not the minutes, it's a matter of seconds. He says that when the earthquake comes, so the people they have a fear, okay, and it realize that it can destroy their houses, it can destroy each and everything. But he says that the planets are more powerful, but they never hurts the human being, or they never hurts the earth. So he says that as the planets are stronger than the earthquake, but they are quiet. Their speed is fast than earthquake, but their nature is quiet. So he says, my love, our love is like the planet. Our love is like the planet. So we as planet is a stronger than earthquake, but it is quiet. So our love is bigger than others' lovers because it is a spiritual love. It is not the love which is based on physical. Stanza 4. Dull sublunary lovers love, whose soul is sense, can't admit absence because it doth remove those things which alimented it. He says, dull sublunary lovers means the common man love. The common man love whose soul is sense. Sense here means physical, means common people love is based on physical. Physical means if the person is present, their love will exist. If the person is not present, then their love will be finished. Can't admit absence. He says the common people, those love based on physicality, when the person to whom they love is not present, that time their love finish, because it doth remove those things which alimented it. Alimented means together, because the thing which brings these two persons together, it finish, means the physical love is based on the personality. The personality of that uh, person is good. He's looking very nice. His eyes, ears, lips, beautiful. So the physical love is totally based on the physical beauty. When the person is not with his lover or beloved, that time their love it finish. So the writer is saying that to his wife that my dear love, the common person love totally depends on their physical presence. If physically their partner is not present, then their love finish because their love base is physicality. He says, but our love is not based on physical aspects. Our love is based on spirituality. So our love will not finish although I am going far from you, but until I will come, our love will not finish, and this separation will increase the power of our love. This separation will increase our love. This separation will give the new life to our love because our love is not like a common man love which is based on physicality. Then, next stanza, he says that, but we buy a love so much refined that our selves know not what it is. Enter ashore of the mind, careless eyes, lips, and hands to miss. He says that, but we buy a love so much refined. He says that, my dear, our love is very refined. Refined means pure. Our love is very pure, that ourselves knows not what it is. He says that it is too much pure that we also we also don't know about how much pure it is because he says that enter assured of the mind our love is depend on the enter assured means loyal. We are loyal to for each other. So he says that our love is pure and we don't know how much it is pure and how much it is deep because it is based on the loyalty. We are loyal to each other, we are truthful to each other. So that's why our love is pure love. Careless eyes, lips, and hands to miss. Our love is the spiritual love, and we are loyal to each other. That's why how much beautiful is your eyes, how much beautiful is your lips, and how much beautiful is your hands, it doesn't matter in our love because these things belongs to the physicality and our love is totally based on spirituality. So the writer says that, my dear, our love is pure love, and we both don't know how much pure it is. We don't know how much deep it is because our love is based on the loyalty. We are truthful to each other and our love don't care about the eyes, lips, and hands because there is no place for physicality. So he says that I am present here or not, it doesn't matter. You are with me there or not, it doesn't matter. Physically, we will not be together to each other, but it doesn't mean that our love will be finished. No, it will not be happen because our love is spiritual love. Next stanza. He says that our two souls therefore which are one. Though I must go endure not yet a breach but an expansion like gold to airy thinness beat. He says that our two souls therefore which are one. He says that my dear, although we have two souls, but now our souls they are one because there is no separation between you and me. We both have one soul. Though I must go endure not yet a breach but an expansion. He says that breach here means a breakup or a separation. So he says that though I must go, although I am going, endure not yet means to it is difficult to bear this separation, but he says that a breach but an expansion. He says that such kind of breach, such kind of separation can't it can't be break our relation. Although this separation will expand, expansion means expand, will increase the power of our love. Here, the writer is making a comparison of his love with the gold. When we can say that when we try to make something a breach, a breakup, but an expansion. He says that like gold to airy thinness beat. He says that as a goldsmith, when he tried to make some ornaments with the gold, he beat the gold with the hammer. So he says that when the goldsmith beat the gold with the hammer, so the gold become thin thin and he makes this thinness, he makes the comparison of this thinness with the air. He says that this gold become thin like a air, but it doesn't finish. It doesn't mean that the hammer is beating and beating the gold and the gold finish. No, the gold become thin. So he says that although I am separating to you, but this separation will not, it is not the end of our love. This separation will expand, will increase our love like the gold. When the goldsmith beat the gold with the hammer, that time gold expand and is expand and become a thin. It never finish. So he says that like the gold, our love after this separation will be increased. It will not be decrease, it will increase. So in this stanza the writer says that, my dear, now our soul, which you consider it was two, but now it is one. Though I'm going, uh, but this separation will increase our love. Here he makes the comparison of his love with the gold. He says, as the gold is made through the hammer, beat the gold, but the gold existence never finished. Although the gold become thin like the air, but it never finished. So he says that, like the gold, our love after this separation will increase. Next stanza. If they be two, they are two so, as stiff twin compasses are two. Thy soul, the fixed foot, makes no show to move, but doth if the other do. He says, here the writer says, in the previous stanza, he was saying that our soul, they are one, they are not two. Now he is saying, if they be two, means if our soul, suppose we can say that they are two, but they are two so as stiff twin compasses are two. Here the writer is making the comparison of his love with the compass. Compass, it is a instrument which hold a pencil, and through with the help of the compass we try to make the circle. So he says that compass has the two legs, but although the legs are separated, but on a one point they are attached to each other. So he says that, dear, if you think that we are two souls, but you can say that we are separated from the one part, but on the another part we are fixed together like a compass, and you are the one leg of compass and I am the another leg of compass. He says that, thy soul that fixed foot, you are the leg of compass which always fixed in the center, makes no show to move, because always it is fixed in the center and it never moves, but doth if the others do, and the another leg of compass always moves. So I am like the another leg of compass which always moves and make the circle. And my dear, you are the fixed leg of compass which always stay in the center. So here the writer is making the comparison of his and his beloved with compass. He says that, my dear, if you think that we are two souls, so he says, okay, I admit this, but from one part of our soul we are separated, but on the other another side of the soul we are attached to each other like a compass. And he said that, you are the fixed leg of compass and I am the another moving leg of compass which make the circle. Now, next stanza, it is also related the same idea which we study in the previous stanza. He says that, and though it in the center sit, yet when the other far doth roam, it leans and hearkens after it and grows erect as that comes home. Hearkens here means hear, to listen something. And leans, in the third line, there is the word leans. Leans means bend. Erect, it means stand straight. So here the writer says, and though it in the center sit. He says that although we can say that the fixed leg of compass always sit in the center, it never moves. So you are like the fixed leg of compass who always sit at the home. Always remember this poem belongs to 17th century. So that time the women they stay at home. So he says that you are like the fixed leg of compass who always stay at home. Yet when the other far doth roam, and I always moving outside. So I am the roaming leg of compass. It leans and hearkens after it. He says that although you are fixed leg, but you always support me. Always you stay at home, but you always support me and you always hear me and grows erect as that comes home. So he says that your loyalty is the one reason that I comes at home after finishing my journey. When I finish, he says that when I go outside and I complete my journey, that time I definitely comes to you because you are loyal to me and we both are loyal to each other. So this loyalty is the base of our love. Although you stay at home, but it doesn't matter. Your love always bind me. Next stanza. Such wilt thou be to me, who must like other foot obliquely run. Thy firmness makes my circle just and makes me end where I begin. He says, such wilt thou be to me. It means you are like the fixed foot of compass. And I am moving as I told you, and I am moving. So such wilt thou be to me, who must like the other foot obliquely run. He says that without your support, I can't make my circle. Obliquely run means circle. Circle here representing the journey of the writer. Here he says that, dear, without your support, I can't complete my circle as a compass leg. The compass moving leg can't complete the circle without the fixed leg, because fixed leg, it always stay in the center and it is fixed in the center, and it always support to the moving leg. So he says that without your support, I can't complete my circle. I can't complete my journey. So don't cry, don't weep, support me. He says that thy firmness makes my circle just. Just means fair, and makes me end where I begin. He says that it is only your firmness, it is only your loyalty. Firmness means here loyalty. It is only due to your loyalty, due to your truthness, I am able to make my circle just. Here it is means that only you are the woman who is in my life. Means during my journey, I will not start to love to another one, another woman, another girl. No, because I know that you are very loyal towards me. So without your loyalty, I can't do nothing. Our soul are one. We love to each other very much. Our love is the spiritual love. So he says that all these things, due to all these things, this journey is fair journey and makes me end where I begin. He says that due to your firmness, I comes to you, and where I begin my journey, then I finish my journey on the same point. He says that I start my journey from your house and my journey will end when I will come back and I will meet to you. So this is the analysis of the poem A Valediction Forbidding Mourning. So here the writer is trying to say that our love is the spiritual love and it is not based on the physicality. So no matter how much far we are, uh, and he says that this separation will increase our love, because our love is not the love of the common man. Our love is the pure love. We are pure soul because our love, it is based on the loyalty. It is not based on the physicality. And he makes the comparison of his love with the earth, with the planets, with the dying person, with the gold, with compass. So here we can say that in the stanza compass. Here the compass, as I told you that this is the metaphysical poem. So through compass, John Donne, he represents the conceit, the metaphysical conceit. Conceit means far-fetched imaginary, means we can't imagine that someone can compare his or her love with the compass. So here the writer is making his love comparison with the compass. So here uh, John Donne shows us the metaphysical conceit. So, due to his comparison power, we have a great writer T.S. Eliot. He says uh, he says about John Donne that his poems is unification of sensibility. It means uh, his poems they are full of sensibility. They have some meanings. As I told you that common man they can't compare that they can't compare their love with the compass because compass it is just an ordinary things for us. But John Donne makes it useful and he makes the comparison of compass with the with himself and his wife. Fine, thank you.